Hello guys, welcome to the lecture. In this lecture we are going to design this and we are going to give some padding and also align our item inside the HTML. So let's get started. So this is what we have left before. Now let's do some styling. So open up the HTML file. Now you can see we have the post footer here. So copy this ID class, and this class as well. Copy it and paste it right after the post content text. Here we are going to add these two classes. Now scroll down, we will also add this post nav btn, and later we are gonna add the post comment, but for now the post nav btn is enough. So the thing is, we are going to give padding to every div which comes inside the footer. Not every div, the only children of the post footer. So these are the children of the post footer. If you see this post nav btn and this post nav top and this post comment wrap. So these three are the post footer children, and here we are going to say, using this child combinator, we are going to say go inside and grab the children of the post footer, which is div, and we are going to say give padding, and we are going to say 4 pixel and 0 pixel, because we are giving top and bottom 4 pixel. So let's see what happens if we refresh it. So now each children have 4 pixel top and bottom padding. Instead of using this shorthand padding, we're gonna add a top and bottom shorthand padding property, which is padding with block. It's used for top and bottom padding, and we will remove this, and now it will allow you to give top and bottom padding using padding block. Now you will be able to add padding using this padding block. It will do the same. So save it, now refresh it. Now you can see it's working as before. Now let's design this like counter. So we are going to design this like counter, and we are going to give some color to this span element. So go to HTML file. Here, if you open up the top nav post nav top, you will see we have this like counter here, which is inside this div, and this div is a children of a div which is wrapper for these two children. The first div have a span element inside the second children. So what we are going to do, we are going to go to CSS, and you see this is post nav top, and we simply say go inside and select the parent div, go to post nav top and select the children of that post nav top, and if you go here you will see this is post nav top and this is the children, and it has only one children, so it will grab this div. So inside this div we are going to say go inside this div and select the children, and select the children div, and this will select the children, these two children, but we need the first children to be selected. So we are going to use a pseudo class. We are going to say nth child selector, which is a pseudo class, and we are going to say select the first children, and now it will select that first children, and we are going to go inside and we are going to say select the second children of that div. Don't be confused, and we are going to say go inside this div and select the second children. Try not to be confused, just think for a moment. If we are selecting the element with the child combinator, what it does, it will select the post nav top, which is here, and it will go inside, and it will only select the children. So it has only one div, so it will select that. Now we have said go and select the children of that div, and now it has 1 and 2 child, and what it does, it will select these 2 children, but we don't need that. We only want to select the top child. So what it does, we're gonna grab the div, and we're gonna say, using the pseudo class, we're gonna say select the first children. That will select the first child, which is this. And now we are going to pass another combinator selector. So we are going to say again child combinator, go and select another div, and this time select the second div. So you're going to say nth child, and you're going to say number 2 position div, because it is on position 2. If you see here, 1 and 2. So now we have said go to the post nav top, go inside and select the children. It has only one div, so it will select that children, and go inside that div. It has 2 children, so go and select the first one, because we have passed the pseudo class, and we have said the number 1 position to be selected, and go inside that div, select the div. This div have 2 children. Now we have said select the second position div, so it will select the second div, which is this. It has a span, so we are going to call the span, and here we are going to say color, let's say gray, and save the file. Let's see if it's working or not. I can see it's working. By using this rule, we want to learn how can we select an element using this combinator, so it will enhance our skill. So that is why I'm showing you. Otherwise you can use a class to select an element. It doesn't matter that you need to use this selector to select an element. If you use these combinator selector and pseudo classes to select an element, it will enhance your CSS skills. So that is why I'm showing you. You can also select an element this way, or otherwise you can simply add a class to a span element and give a color. So it will be much easier, but the purpose is to be learned, so that is why I'm showing you. That is how you can select an element using the combinator and pseudo classes. Now let's see what is the second div have. It has 2 span, and which has comment to and share. So we will simply copy the first rule here and paste it here, but this time we're gonna say select the second div, and it will select the second div. Now it doesn't have any div, so we're gonna simply say select the span element inside that div. So span element color gray. Now refresh it. Let's see working or not. Yes, it's working. Let's see. So that is how you can select this element using the pseudo class and the combinator selector. Now it's time to give the style to this element. So first we need to make a flex container, because we are going to use flex to align our item properly. Now let's style this div. So go and here in the HTML, if you scroll down, you will see this is a nav variant. Now we have the nav variant here, and we have added the anchor tag, and we have added the icons, but we haven't added any style. So we are going to add flex classes to an element. So let's make this a flex container, this div, and if we use flex, it will be the flex container. And now these item, now this item is a flex item, because this parent element is a flex container. We are going to add this flex class to every div of this children, which is 1 2 3 divs. So these div will be a flex container, the item will be also a flex container. But let me show you. If we add a class to an anchor tag, it will make it this element a flex container. So what it does, it will make this element to change its display to flex. So it will add a flex, display flex, and it will make this anchor tag a flex container. Now the first div is a flex container and the item is also a flex container. Now the anchor children is a flex item. So here we are going to say align items. Instead of saying here, let's open up the browser and refresh it. Now you can see if I inspect the element and if I zoom in here, and if I just simply select the element from here, now here you can see this is anchor tag. We have added the display flex class, and using the flex class we have added the display flex property. Now let's say if I suppose I need to make this a bigger flex container, I need to add a flex1 property here. So here we are going to say flex and we are going to add a value of 1. Now it will take all the space because the other div doesn't have any display flex property. Now we are going to go inside that div and we are going to select the anchor tag. Now here we are going to say again flex1, now display flex, which is already there, and now we are going to say align item center, justify content center. Now we are going to also add a padding, so we'll say padding 4 pixel and 0 pixel. Instead of using this, we can also use a padding block. So you're gonna say 4 pixel, and we're gonna grab these properties and we are going to target this using CSS class and this postnap btn class, and we are going to go to the CSS here and we are going to say postnap, select the div inside the postnap, these div, that this postnap has a div, it is the only children of this postnap btn, and then we are going to say go inside this div. So we're going to say go inside this div and select using child combinator and select all the div which is inside the div which is the only children of that postnap btn. So this is the div which is the only children of the postnap btn. Now it will go inside and select all the children which is the children of that div. So it has 3 children, so we're going to select that, and then we are going to say go inside and select an anchor tag. So now it will select an anchor tag, but we will also add this combinator selector, child combinator, and here we're going to paste the style which we have copied from the browser. Now refresh the page. Now it applied the CSS, but unfortunately we haven't added the flex1 here, so that is why it's not taking the space. So let's add the same classes to the div which is the parent of the anchor tag. So here we're going to say, so scroll up, we copy this and paste it again, and if you remove this 2 thing and let's say remove this and save the file, and now let's refresh the page. Now you can see it perfectly aligned according to our need. If I inspect the element, you will notice that this anchor is a flex container and this div is also a flex container, and if I hover to this div which we have given a flex class, it will also work same as we given the style in the class. So we will remove that flex class from the first because we are selecting the element using the child combinator, so we are going to remove it. So this class, we don't need that class as well the class which include in the anchor tag. You're going to remove this, save the file, and now refresh it. Now you can see it will working perfectly fine. So that's it for now, and in the next lecture we are going to talk about the root, pseudo class, and CSS variable. So that's it for now, and see you in the next lecture.